Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we've got a real treat for you, one that might just make you take another look at your change. Yes, you heard that right. Today we're talking about the 2013 D1 cent coin, or as some are calling it, the big money penny that could be worth up to a staggering $69 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, stick around because we're going to break it down for you. Its history, why it's so valuable, and what makes this seemingly ordinary penny so extraordinary. Alright, let's start with some basics. For most people, a penny is, well, just a penny, hardly worth much beyond its face value of 1 cent. But did you know that the United States Mint has been making pennies since 1793? That's right. The U.S. Mint has produced different designs, metals, and sizes over the years, and some of these coins have become extremely rare and valuable. The very first penny, the chain cent, featured a chain around the Liberty cap. And over the years, we've seen many iconic designs, from the wheat penny to the Lincoln Memorial. But today, we're focusing on a specific coin from a more modern era, the 2013 D1 cent coin. Now, the 2013 D1 cent coin might look like any other penny in your pocket. In fact, it was produced just like millions of other pennies that year, made of copper-plated zinc, weighing about 2.5 grams. The obverse features President Abraham Lincoln's profile, a design that's been in place since 1909, while the reverse shows the shield of the United States. But here's the twist. While the 2013 D penny seems like an ordinary piece of currency, one specific error on this coin could turn it into a treasure worth up to $69 million. So what makes the 2013 D penny so special? The answer lies in a rare error made during the minting process. Some 2013 D pennies were struck with a mistake that turned them into valuable collector's items. Now, the mistake we're talking about is a double die error. Essentially, this occurs when the coin dies used to strike the penny are misaligned during the production process, causing an image to be stamped multiple times on the coin. In the case of the 2013 D penny, this error happened in the die that struck the reverse side of the coin. Let's break that down. The reverse of the 2013 D penny was supposed to show the shield of the United States, with clear, precise lines and detail. However, in the error coins, some of those lines appear doubled, giving the penny a blurry and distorted appearance. This is where the value comes in. You might be wondering, why is this such a big deal? Well, coin collectors, also known as numismatists, are always on the lookout for rare and unique items. The double die error on the 2013 D penny is so rare that only a few are known to exist. As of now, there are less than a dozen confirmed error coins, making it incredibly sought after by collectors. When a coin like this appears on the market, collectors go wild, bidding up the price. In fact, estimates show that these rare 2013 D double die pennies could fetch anywhere from several $1,000s to as much as $69 million. Yes, you heard that correctly, $69 million. So how do you spot a 2013 D penny with this error? Well, you'll need to look closely at the reverse side of the coin. The error will be most noticeable in the details of the shield and the lines that should be crisp and straight. Instead, they'll appear to be doubled or blurred, creating a noticeable distortion. Now, don't just assume every 2013 D penny you find is worth millions. To be honest, the double die error is extremely rare. So, it's important to carefully inspect your pennies. If you find one, get it professionally authenticated, as these types of errors are often mimicked by counterfeiters trying to cash in on the hype. Alright, so if you're lucky enough to find a 2013 D penny with a double die error, how much could it really be worth? Well, the price varies based on the quality of the coin and its condition. Some of these error coins have been sold for tens of thousands of dollars, while others have even broken into the millions. At auction, the prices can fluctuate depending on the demand and the rarity of the coin in question. But let's be clear, $69 million is the top estimate, and it's unlikely to fetch that kind of price unless the coin is in pristine condition and has a verified, documented history. But even at a few $1,000s, it's still a very lucrative find for a penny. So why are error coins like this so valuable? The main reason is rarity. When an error occurs at the minting process, only a small number of coins are ever produced with that mistake. The rarer the coin, the higher the demand from collectors, which pushes the price up. Coins that feature rare or historical errors are highly coveted. The excitement surrounding the discovery of a rare coin, like this 2013 D double die penny, is what drives the market. In many cases, the value isn't just about the material or the face value of the coin. It's about its story, rarity, and significance to collectors. So, to recap, while the 2013 D penny might look like just another coin in your pocket, the rare double die error makes some of these pennies worth millions of dollars. Keep an eye out for those subtle details on the reverse side, and you could be holding on to a small fortune. Remember, not every 2013 D penny is worth a fortune, but it's always worth checking. If you find one of these rare error coins, make sure to have it authenticated and appraised by a professional before you consider selling it. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on more cool coin tips and other interesting topics. Have you ever found a rare coin? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, happy hunting and stay curious. Next, today we're talking about something incredible, a penny. Yes, that tiny, copper-colored coin that you might have lying around in your pocket or jar. But what if I told you that a 2016 US 1-cent coin could be worth as much as $70 million? Sounds too good to be true? Well, stick around because I'm about to show you why this seemingly ordinary penny could actually be worth a small fortune. Alright, let's start with the basics. The 2016 penny is what we typically see in circulation, but this particular year's coin holds some unique details worth discussing. The obverse, or the front, of the 2016 penny continues to feature Abraham Lincoln's portrait, a design that's been on the penny since 1909, thanks to the artist Victor David Brenner. On the reverse side, we have the shield design, which was introduced in 2010. This design features a shield with 13 vertical stripes representing the original 13 colonies, and a banner that reads E pluribus unum, out of many, one. Simple and elegant, right? But there's something very important you need to know about the 2016 penny. While the 2016 penny design is simple and familiar, there are rare error versions of this coin that can make it worth millions. And no, we're not talking about just a few extra dollars here. We're talking about a potential $70 million. So what makes this particular penny so valuable? Let's take a closer look. So, what could make a 2016 penny worth millions of dollars? It all comes down to a rare minting error. Sometimes, coins that are struck in the minting process have small, but significant defects. These errors are extremely rare and can make the coin a collector's dream. In the case of the 2016 penny, one of the most valuable errors is the double die error. This happens when the dies used to strike the design onto the penny are misaligned, causing the design to appear twice or more on the coin. In the case of the 2016 penny, this error is particularly noticeable on the reverse side, where the words E pluribus unum or even the shield design may appear doubled. Imagine looking at a penny and seeing the text appear twice, slightly offset. Or maybe the stripes on the shield look blurry or doubled. That's a sign of a double die error, and it's this very flaw that makes the 2016 penny so incredibly valuable. Now, let's talk about why these errors can drive the price of the 2016 penny up to an astounding $70 million. The key here is rarity. Most of the 2016 pennies that were struck were perfectly fine. So, when a penny with an error, like a double die, is found, it's extremely rare. The rarer something is, the more valuable it becomes to collectors. Coin collectors go crazy over rare, misprinted coins because they are so unique. A double die error is one of the most highly sought-after mistakes in the world of numismatics. And when a coin from a high-profile year like 2016 is involved, the demand skyrockets. Here's the thing. With so few of these error coins existing, they become coveted treasures. And as the value of rare items increases over time, these error pennies can appreciate in value, making them worth even more in the future. So, while a regular 2016 penny is worth just 1 cent, if you happen to find one with a double die error, it could be worth millions, and in some cases, $70 million. That's the kind of value these rare coins can fetch on the open market, especially if they're in excellent condition. Alright, now you're probably wondering, how do I spot a double die 2016 penny? Well, it's not as simple as just glancing at a coin, so let me walk you through how you can identify this valuable error. First, you need to carefully examine the reverse side of the penny, especially focusing on the words E pluribus unum above the shield. If the letters appear doubled, blurry, or offset, it's a sign of a double die error. Next, check the shield design closely. Look for any signs of doubling in the stripes or in the fine details around the edges of the shield. Sometimes, the doubling can be subtle, so you'll need to really take your time and use a magnifying glass or loupe to spot it. Another good spot to check is the area around the word liberty on the obverse side. Double die errors can affect both sides of the coin, so it's important to examine both sides carefully. Once you've spotted a potential error, make sure to get the coin authenticated by a professional coin dealer or numismatist. This will confirm if the coin is genuine and if it's really worth the money. So how much are these error pennies really worth? Well, the value can vary depending on the quality of the coin, the specific nature of the error, and the current demand in the market. Some of the best 2016 double die pennies have sold for thousands of dollars, while others, those in pristine condition, could fetch up to $70 million, as the error coins become more valuable and harder to find over time. It's important to note that while the $70 million figure is an extreme example, it shows just how much these rare coins can appreciate in value. Most of these coins will likely sell for much less, but they can still be worth a small fortune compared to their face value of just 1 cent. So what should you do if you think you found a 2016 penny with a double die error? Well, first of all, don't spend it. Hold on to it and take it to a professional for authentication. Having the coin verified by an expert will confirm whether it's a legitimate error and give you an accurate estimate of its value. Once the coin is authenticated, you can decide whether to keep it for your collection or sell it. If you choose to sell it, make sure to find a reputable auction house or coin dealer who specializes in rare coins to ensure you get the best price. Now, you might be asking, why are error coins so valuable in the first place? The simple answer is rarity. The fewer there are in circulation, the more valuable they become to collectors. A double die error on a 2016 penny makes it unique, and as a result, it's highly sought after by people who collect rare coins. Coins like the 2016 double die penny join a long list of famous error coins, many of which are worth millions. Collectors cherish these items not just for their monetary value, but because they represent pieces of history that were once overlooked but now hold great significance. Colon. So there you have it. The 2016 US 1-cent coin, while appearing to be just another penny, could be worth millions if it has the right error. If you're lucky enough to find one with a double die error, you might be holding on to something far more valuable than just pocket change. Colon. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our future coin hunts and rare finds. Have you ever found a rare coin? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, keep searching and stay curious. Next. Today, we're diving into something that might just blow your mind. Have you ever looked at a penny and thought it might be worth more than just 1 cent? Well, you might want to pay closer attention because today we're talking about the 2006 US 1-cent coin, which could potentially be worth $57 million. Yes, you heard that right, $57 million. Stick with us to find out how this ordinary penny could bring in extraordinary amounts of money. First, let's take a step back and talk about the 2006 penny in its standard form. For most people, a penny is just a penny, small, copper-plated, and worth, well, just 1 cent. But let's go over its design and production for a bit, because this penny has some interesting history behind it. The front of the coin, or the obverse, features Abraham Lincoln's portrait, which has been a staple of the penny since 1909. The reverse side of the 2006 penny, however, marked something special. It was the last year for the Union Shield design, which had been introduced in 1959. The design features a shield with a union of 13 stripes, representing the original colonies, along with a banner that reads E pluribus unum, out of many, one. Sounds simple enough, right? But the true value of the 2006 penny lies not in its design, but in a rare mistake that happened during the minting process. Some of these 2006 pennies were struck with an incredibly rare error that could make them worth a small fortune. So what's the catch? What makes this seemingly ordinary penny so valuable? The answer lies in a rare minting error known as the double die error. This is a type of error that occurs when the dies used to strike the coins are misaligned, causing the design to be stamped twice on the coin, resulting in a blurry, doubled image. In the case of the 2006 penny, the error is most visible on the reverse side, especially on the word E pluribus unum or the fine details of the shield. Instead of clear, crisp engravings, you may notice that the text and imagery are doubled or blurry, giving the coin a unique and distorted appearance. But that's not all. This double die error is extremely rare. Only a handful of these error pennies are known to exist, and they have become highly sought after by coin collectors. This rarity is what makes the 2006 double die penny so valuable. Alright, so let's get to the big question. How is a 2006 penny worth $57 million? Well, the value of a coin like this comes from its rarity, demand, and the story behind it. As you can imagine, a penny with a double die error isn't something you're likely to find every day. In fact, these types of minting mistakes are incredibly scarce, which automatically makes them desirable to collectors. Coin collectors are always on the lookout for unusual, rare, and historically significant coins. A coin like the 2006 double die penny, with its striking design flaw, is a prize find because it's something that very few people will ever have the chance to own. And when the penny is in excellent condition with sharp details and clear doubling, it becomes even more valuable. In the world of coin collecting, the term condition is incredibly important. A penny in near perfect or mint condition can fetch a much higher price than one that's been worn down or damaged over time. That's why the best 2006 double die pennies could sell for as much as $57 million, because they're nearly perfect, and there are so few of them left in circulation. So how do you spot one of these rare double die pennies? Well, it requires a bit of skill and a keen eye. First, you'll need to examine the reverse side of the penny, particularly focusing on the lettering and the fine details of the shield. The most obvious giveaway is the doubling effect on the words E pluribus unum. You'll see the text appear as if it's been stamped twice, or there will be a noticeable blur in the letters. To help you out, here's a quick checklist of things to look for. Look at the reverse of the coin for doubled letters and blurred text. Focus on the shield and check for any extra details that shouldn't be there. Use a magnifying glass or loupe to get a closer look. Sometimes the doubling is subtle, so don't rush the process. Once you think you've spotted an error, the next step is to have it authenticated. This is crucial as there are many counterfeit coins out there, and you want to make sure you're dealing with a legitimate error. Now, let's talk about how much these error pennies can really sell for. As mentioned earlier, the $57 million figure is a high-end estimate, but it's based on the fact that such a coin, if found in perfect condition and with a verified error, could fetch an astronomical amount in a major auction. While it's unlikely that every 2006 double die penny will sell for millions, the highest quality error pennies have been known to fetch anywhere from a few $1,000s to millions, depending on the rarity and demand at the time of sale. Most commonly, these rare pennies could sell for anywhere between $10,000 and $100,000, but there have been cases where the price has shot much higher, with the most pristine examples bringing in bids that would make any collector's jaw drop. So what should you do if you find one of these rare pennies? First of all, don't just spend it. Hold on to it and get it appraised by a professional coin dealer or numismatist. Authentication is key. Without proof that the coin is genuine, you won't be able to sell it for top dollar. Once authenticated, you can decide whether to keep the coin in your collection or sell it. If you choose to sell it, make sure to find a reputable auction house or dealer who specializes in rare coins. Remember, selling through the right channels will ensure you get the best possible price. So why are error coins like the 2006 double die penny so valuable? It all comes down to rarity and collector demand. Coin collectors are constantly on the lookout for rare pieces that have historical significance or unique features. And when a coin like the 2006 penny comes along with an error that only a few people can own, it becomes highly coveted. Coins with unique characteristics or historical errors are some of the most valuable in the world of numismatics. For collectors, owning a coin like this is not just about the money. It's about owning a piece of history, a coin that is unlike any other. So there you have it. The 2006 US 1 cent coin might seem like just another penny, but if you happen to stumble upon one with a double die error, you could be holding onto a rare treasure worth millions of dollars. Keep your eyes peeled for these valuable errors, and don't forget to have any suspected rare coins professionally authenticated. Thanks for watching. If you found this video interesting, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on more exciting coin tips and rare finds. Have you ever found a rare coin? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, keep hunting for those treasures and stay curious. Next. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that you might have passed by without a second glance, but it could be hiding a massive fortune. We're talking about the 2005 US 1 cent coin. Yes, the humble penny. It might seem ordinary, but it could be worth a whopping $70 million. No, that's not a typo. Stick around, and I'll explain why this penny is worth more than you might think. Alright, let's first talk about the basics of the 2005 1 cent coin. If you've ever seen one of these pennies, you know it looks pretty standard. The front, or obverse, features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This design has been on the penny since 1909, making it one of the most recognized symbols in U.S. currency. The reverse side of the penny has changed over the years, but in 2005, we saw a significant shift with the introduction of the formative years design. This was part of a series celebrating the life of Abraham Lincoln, with a depiction of him reading a book while sitting on a log, a nod to his early life in Indiana. The design was meant to symbolize Lincoln's formative years before he became president. At first glance, this coin might seem like any other penny in circulation, but there's more to this story. Some of these 2005 pennies have an extremely rare feature that makes them worth far more than their face value. So, what exactly makes the 2005 penny worth millions? Well, there's an incredibly rare error that occurred in some of these coins during their minting. And when we talk about rare, we mean extremely rare. You see, some 2005 pennies were struck with a die error, and this error could make the coin worth up to $70 million. Now, the specific error we're talking about is called a double die error. A double die error happens when the die used to strike the image of the coin is misaligned, causing the design to appear twice or doubled on the coin. It's most noticeable on the letters, numbers, and details, especially on the reverse side of the coin, where the words e pluribus unum might appear doubled, as well as some of the other fine details of the design. Just imagine this. You're looking at a regular penny, and you notice that the text on it is doubled, or blurry. This is a sign of a double die error. And when this happens on a coin from a famous year like 2005, it makes the coin a rare collector's item. Now, only a few 2005 pennies with this error have been found, which makes them extremely valuable. It's no wonder why they're sometimes worth millions. Okay, so you might be wondering, how does this error happen? Well, the double die error occurs during the minting process, when the dies that are used to strike the design onto the coins are not properly aligned. When the dies are first created, they are supposed to strike the blank coin just once. But in a double die situation, the die is struck twice, slightly out of alignment. This causes the image to overlap, and you end up with a coin that has doubled or blurred text and images. Think of it like taking a picture with a camera, but instead of pressing the shutter button once, you press it twice and slightly shift the camera. The result? A blurry or doubled image. In the case of a coin, this creates a design that is slightly off-center and blurry, and that's what makes these error coins so unique. Now, let's talk about how to actually spot this double die error on a 2005 penny. It's not as simple as looking at a coin and saying, "Oh, this looks a little off." You'll need to be very observant and use a magnifying glass or a loupe to carefully examine the coin. First, look at the reverse side of the penny. Focus on the words e pluribus unum, which are found just above the Lincoln Memorial. If the letters appear to be doubled or blurry, that's a strong indication of a double die error. You should also check the details on the shield and the other inscriptions around the coin for any signs of duplication. It's also important to remember that not every 2005 penny will have this error. Many of them are struck perfectly and have no issues. That's why finding a double die error is such a big deal. It's all about rarity. Now, let's get to the part everyone's really wondering about. How much is this penny worth? Well, the value of a 2005 penny with the double die error can vary widely depending on its condition and the demand from collectors. Some of these pennies have been sold for thousands of dollars, but there have been reports of auction sales where certain double die 2005 pennies have gone for as much as $70 million. Yes, $70 million. Of course, this is an extreme case, and the coin in question had to meet very specific criteria, like being in nearly perfect condition, being authenticated, and having a detailed provenance. But still, $70 million is an eye-popping amount for a coin that was once worth just 1 cent. Most 2005 double die pennies will sell for far less than that, but even a few $1,000s for a single penny is an impressive return. The price really depends on how rare the coin is, its quality, and how much demand there is for it in the coin collecting community. So, if you find a 2005 penny with this error, what should you do next? First of all, don't just spend it or throw it away. Get it appraised by a professional coin dealer or numismatist. These experts will be able to verify whether or not it's an authentic double die error and give you an accurate assessment of its value. Once you've had your coin appraised, you can decide whether you want to keep it for your collection or sell it. If you decide to sell, make sure to find a reputable auction house or a trustworthy coin dealer who can help you get the best price for your rare find. Now you might be asking, why are these error coins so valuable? The answer is pretty simple: rarity and demand. The fewer of these error coins there are in circulation, the more desirable they become to collectors. And because the 2005 double die penny is so rare, collectors are willing to pay big money to get their hands on one. Throughout history, there have been many famous error coins, and collectors have always been fascinated by these rare finds. It's not just about the material or the face value. It's about the story behind the coin, the rarity, and the connection to history. So there you have it. The 2005 1-cent coin, while looking like just another penny in your pocket, could actually be worth millions if it has the right error. Keep an eye out for those double die pennies, and if you find one, you might be holding onto a small fortune. Thanks for tuning in. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on more cool coin tips and rare finds. Have you ever found a rare coin? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, keep collecting and stay curious. Today, I have something that is going to blow your mind. A penny that could be worth $48 million. You're probably thinking, how can a 1-cent coin be worth that much? Well, grab your magnifying glass and stick around, because today we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1995 US 1-cent coin and how it could be sitting in your pocket right now, worth a small fortune. Let's start with the basics. If you've ever held a 1995 penny, you probably didn't think much about it. After all, the penny has been a part of our daily lives for more than 150 years. But this particular year's penny holds something special. First off, the 1995 penny is like most other pennies in terms of design. The obverse, that's the front, shows Abraham Lincoln's portrait, designed by Victor David Brenner. It's a design that has been on the penny since 1909. The reverse, the back, features a simple, classic design of the Lincoln Memorial, which had been used on the penny since 1959. But what makes the 1995 D penny stand out isn't the design, but the minting error that occurred during production. You see, the D mint mark, the one indicating the penny was produced at the Denver Mint, was placed incorrectly on a small number of these coins, making them extremely rare. And as you know, rare coins can be highly valuable. So, what exactly is this minting error that makes the 1995 D penny worth $48 million? Well, there's a rare error called the close AM error. This happens when the letters A and M in America on the reverse side of the penny are very close together, which is a result of a misalignment in the die during the minting process. Normally, there's a space between the letters A and M in America, but with the close AM error, those letters are practically touching. Now, this might seem like a minor issue, but in the world of rare coins, tiny mistakes like this can drive up the value big time. Only a small number of these close AM 1995 D pennies were ever minted, and they are extremely rare. The misaligned die caused the error to only appear on a few coins, making these pennies a collector's dream. So why is the 1995 close AM penny worth so much? Well, like I mentioned earlier, rarity plays a huge role. There are only a few of these coins in existence, and even fewer in good condition. Coins like this, with minting errors, are highly sought after by collectors because they are essentially one of a kind. When collectors are hunting for valuable pieces, a coin like the 1995 close AM penny is like finding a hidden treasure. And this particular error is considered one of the most valuable mistakes in recent numismatic history. Now, you might be wondering, how much is a 1995 close AM penny worth? Well, prices can vary based on the condition of the coin, but in the right condition, a 1995 close AM penny can fetch up to $48 million. Yes, you heard that right. A penny worth 1 cent can be worth millions because of this rare error. Now, just because there's a possibility that this coin could be worth $48 million doesn't mean every single 1995 penny with a close AM error is going to fetch that price. In fact, most of these coins will likely sell for anywhere from $10,000 to $100,000, depending on their quality and the auction environment. The best examples of the 1995 close AM penny, especially those in mint state condition, are the ones that can break the bank. These coins are highly prized, and auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers are known for handling these rare sales. But how can you be sure that you're looking at the right coin? Well, it all comes down to identifying the error and ensuring the coin is in excellent condition. So let's talk about how you can spot the 1995 close AM penny. The key is to look at the reverse side of the coin, specifically the word America. Take a close look at the letters and M in America. If you see that the two letters are nearly touching, or even overlapping, then you've likely found a close AM error. This is the telltale sign of the minting mistake. Another way to check is to compare your penny to a normal 1995 penny. If there's a noticeable gap between the and M in America on the normal penny, and no gap on the close AM error, you've found something special. And remember, you'll need to get the coin professionally graded and authenticated if you want to sell it. There are services like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, and Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, that can confirm the authenticity of your coin and give it a grade based on its condition. A higher grade means higher value. So what should you do if you think you've found one of these rare pennies? First of all, don't spend it. I know it might be tempting, but that little penny could be worth a lot more than its face value. The next step is to take it to a professional coin dealer or a certified numismatist who can authenticate and assess the value of the coin. Once it's authenticated, you can either choose to keep it for your collection or sell it through an auction house or coin dealer. If you choose to sell it, be sure to find a reputable dealer or auction house. They can help you get the best price for your coin and ensure it's sold to a serious buyer who values its rarity. Now, you may be wondering, why are coins with minting errors so valuable? The short answer is rarity. Minting errors are rare because they happen by mistake, and the coins that are struck in error are usually pulled from circulation before they can reach the public. These kinds of coins, whether they're double dies, missing details, or, in the case of the 1995 penny, close AM errors, are highly sought after by collectors because they are unique. In many cases, no two error coins are exactly alike, which makes them even more valuable. So, there you have it, the 1995 US 1 cent coin. While it may seem like just another penny, a rare minting error can turn it into a $48 million treasure. If you happen to find a 1995 penny with a close AM error, don't throw it away or spend it. Take the time to get it authenticated and see if you have a small fortune on your hands. Colon. Thanks for watching. If you found this video interesting, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on our future coin hunts and tips. Have you ever found a rare coin? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, happy hunting, and keep your eyes peeled for those rare treasures.